So it's good to know that the max speed resets with every new speed zone. We also have a very wet windshield. Thank you. I don't know how it can tell because that is a big raindrop and that's it. I can't even tell what's going on back there. All right, we're out in the intersection. What's it gonna do? You gotta go, bud. All right, looks like we're back at it again. I'm doing my Baldwin route today. Going up to Baldwin, going down to Muskegon, and then back here to Grand Rapids. As soon as this car turns, all right. So this is my shortest route. Last month I did the same thing. It was raining that day too, so this is going to be a good apples to apples. I'm on 12.5.6.3 this time, so we'll see how different it performs. Let's see. I think I was in the hurry mode last time I drove the car, so I'm going to put it in standard. Even though I'm not going to be on a highway today, I will be on these back roads that are 50, 55 miles an hour. So I want to see how differently the car performs. If I remember, there was a long stretch where it was 55, but the car thought it was 25. So hopefully it'll do better this time. Great job following the car ahead of us to determine where we should be in this construction. I've got an hour and 26 minutes to go 69 miles. I should end up at the facility at 61%. I left my home at 80%. That was good. The car knew not to use that as a yield sign and that the light pertained to us. The yield was for the people taking the little exit lane to turn right. Yeah, still turned into this lane and then immediately got over. It could just turn right into this lane. And it should still be in that turn lane, but nope, it wants this one. Last time we cut some people off, there's no one there this time. Even this car did the same thing. Oh no, I saw that wrong. Oh, are we gonna get on the highway? We are not. All right, good. We're doing 41 and a 45. There's no one around me. I'm gonna let it do its thing. But that's a ridiculous speed to go. We've gotten ourselves up to 44 and a 45. There is someone behind us now. And that could be why we're increasing our speed. I do believe it's 55 here. This is painful. All right, semi just pulled out behind me. I'm not going to slow him down. It's still doing the slowdown thing. Because it thinks it's 45 here. It's not in the standard mode that I set it on. So it is going to not give a crap about slowing down or not. And it still doesn't give a crap if the windows are wet. Down to 56. There we go. Don't know what caused that one, but hey, a win is a win. The 63 max showed up, so I'm assuming it doesn't want, or maybe it still does want to go faster, but it hit its max and it's not going to go any faster than that. And it did appear. My comparison video, I was asking if that was the case. Looks like I have my answer. Always stop with a blinking red light. Has this been fixed? I'm good. It's red off, red off. I don't know if that really means anything, but it handled it correctly. Got itself up to 47, which is not appropriate. It is 55 here, even though the car displays 45. See, that's the way it should be. Full self-driving may be degraded, poor weather detected, and the wipers go off. Beautiful. Oh, you can't even see anymore. That car is, yep, that would explain a lot. That car is right on my bum bum. The car is maintaining 57. I wonder if I push it, would it stay there? Because I would like to go 62. And it wants to go to its max, which is also fine. Will it stay here is my question. It is maintaining the 63 though. I'll give it that. Is it confused by the water on the rear camera? Could be. Where it thinks there's a car behind it? Could be. Another stop with a blinking red light. See if we get through this correctly. I think the rain is messing with the cameras. It applied some of the friction brakes on that one. Is there a complete stop? We're doing red off, and it goes just like it should. And last time it hesitated here at like 28 miles per hour, and then it sped up. This time it accelerated slowly all the way through, and it's probably going to stop at the wrong speed. There are workers ahead, so I'm not concerned about it. There's a flagger, and he's got a sign up. Probably going to have to take over here. It does say stop. And I'm not playing with it. Oh, then he switched it to slow. Wonder why he did that. Tesla handled that beautifully. It stayed over to the right side of the lane to give the workers some leeway, some space. It's speeding up to faster than the speed limit, but not the 62 that I would want to go, so I'm going to push it because, again, that truck is behind me. Full self-driving may be degraded. One or more of the side cameras are occluded. Side cameras are occluded. There's probably water? I wouldn't think so well, maybe. There's water on that window. But this one's completely dry. So there could be water streaming across the side pillar camera there. It could be the rear camera too. Take a look at that. That's just covered in water. Yeah, there's water streaming off of these two, the two up here. Yeah, it's having a grand old time today. But it's keeping me in the lane. It's stopping at all the stop lights, stop signs. It just thinks it's 40. That's the only problem. It thinks it's 45 and a 55. The wipers are even working. I mean, they didn't start out great, but once they decided to go, they're going. That was strange. Did he think he was in the wrong lane? Got a car coming from the left, nothing coming from the right. Good to go. And it goes. No stuttering, no nothing. Oh, that one was great. Caught a nice break in the traffic, too. Got all these cars that would have been coming our way. The truck that was following us went straight, so we've got no one behind us, immediately behind us. It knows it's 55. I've got my standard back. It decided to go 61. Mwah! So it thinks it can go up to 78 on these back roads. Let's hope it doesn't do that. My left leg tensed up on that stop. I don't know why. I feel like it might be the rain. It felt like it was coming in hot on that semi in front of us. It did all of that with regen, though. It didn't add the friction brakes at all. So I shouldn't have tensed up, but I did. Just throwing that out there. Oh. I hate to give it kudos for this one, but that was perfect. It didn't slow down, even though I say, at least I have in the past, where if the car sees brake lights and a blinker, it should just back off a little bit to, like, prepare to stop. but it didn't do it that time, and it felt completely natural. So sometimes the car's right, and sometimes the human's right. I guess that's the way I'm going to justify my existence. So here we're doing exactly the speed limit. I wonder why it went up to 63 last time we sped up. I don't know why it's wiping this fast. It could do some delayed wiping. Whoop. Whoop. It could do that. We've got our first speed reduction area coming up. It's going to drop down to 45. Car's doing 56 and a 55. Let's see how it handles it. Will it actually slow down now? Thinks it's 45 now. No, it's continuing at 56. So I would have to bring the max down. That's a good way of doing it. That's better than disengaging, but I don't like that the car isn't making these decisions on its own. And I don't like that it dropped to 38. So if I put 52 as the max, would that do it? Not necessarily. We're going back up to 55 here. Will it fix the max speed? So 55, max is 77. Yeah, but it's not speeding up. It's not one thing, it's another, right? All right, there's cars behind us, so I'm going to step on it. And it decided to stop wiping the windows. Let's look at the repeaters. That one's really blurry. The back one is really waterlogged. Left one seems to be fine-ish. But it's rock solid. 58 is 58. You know, I want to go 58. That's what I'm going to do. There's none of this slowing down 6 miles an hour over 2 miles like it was before. At least not yet. There we go. It's 57 now. I don't know if that was because it was going uphill or because it decided to slow down, but it seems like every time I give the car a compliment, it proves me wrong. But we're back up to 58. So maybe it was just because of the hill. So it's applying the brakes while it's slowing down. It knows 40 is coming up here. It didn't behave this way last time. So we're doing 48 and a 40. And its max is 56. Which, 860, yeah, that's right. That's my 40% offset. I wouldn't mind going slower here. It's going down to 30. Does feel like it's reducing its speed. But yeah, 43 is still way too fast. So I set it down to 39 max and it went 34. So I set it to 39. This is now a 40. It says 40. And its max is 56. Okay. So it's good to know that the max speed resets with every new speed zone. That's good. So now it's 55. It should bump up to 68. Or sorry, 77. Yeah. The problem is the car doesn't react to the speed change. It's still doing, now it's speeding up. So 50 and a 55 is still inappropriate, but at least it's sped up, I suppose. It did it very slowly, but it got up there. A little indecisive with what lane it should choose. Ended up picking the right one. Up to 52. I can't complain too much because there's cars in front of us and they're not going super fast either. And there's no one behind us. So I'm trying to let the car do what it wants to do. Especially since it's getting me 222 watt hours per mile. I think that's great. I wouldn't be able to do that. I tried to drive the car manually for a couple of days just to see what would happen. Man, I was doing like 317, 333. And that was me struggling to keep the car in check because the slightest tap on the accelerator and this car's gone. It's out of here. Hasta la vista, baby. Speed zone reduces to 45 up here. We do have a follow car this time. So this is the third speed zone reduction. The first time the car didn't care. Second time it did it just great. This time we'll probably follow the leader. So we've got in every situation here. We also have a very wet windshield. Ha! Thank you. Ooh, that could have been an either or. Car could have made it, car could have stopped. Can't complain either way, but I probably wouldn't have stopped. Will the car pick the correct lane this time? Truck got into the left turning lane up there. Car always wants to get into the left turning lane. It should get into the right lane. That is the straight lane. It is heading towards the left. I'm going to hit the blinker because I don't want it to be in the wrong lane. It hasn't fixed that lane decision yet. Let's see, we're doing 40 and a 45, 44, 45. Changing to 55 here. All right, there's a car behind me, so I'm stepping on it. That's excessive. There we go. Maybe it's because it's a camera, not a human eye, but that was a lot of wiping. The water streaming off the repeaters is really trippy. And I could understand how the car would be confused. Down to 50. Still doing 61. Oh, there's a 60. Down to 40. $57, $56. All right, it's slowing down. And down to 30. Yeah, if this white truck wasn't in front of us, we'd probably still be doing 40 or more. Yeah, 33 is where I would want to go. Again, could have made that. Maybe the decision should be if I have to apply the friction brakes to make this stop, I probably don't need to stop. Oh, FSD handled that tight turn very well. I believe that was about as fast as it could have gone. And it didn't feel, oh, that's too much. It wasn't pressing me up against the window. I think that was very, very good. That was wonderful too. And no friction brakes whatsoever. That was all regen when it slowed down. And it didn't fly me to the window. Fly? Like stick me to the, okay. There's a big white truck coming up behind me. We're doing 58 and a 55. The car was doing 60 a while ago. Now we're speeding up. So I don't know how it can tell because that is a big raindrop and that's it. I can't even tell what's going on back there. Kudos to the car, I guess. Yeah, the truck that's behind me is occluded by a raindrop. Fun. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of a, I don't know who's going to design it. Who's going to get rich off of making a rear camera that doesn't get raindrops all over it. There could just be a little windshield wiper that goes across it. If the Cybertruck has it on its front fender camera, why can't the back cameras have it? Or is it just deemed that it's not that big of a deal that it doesn't matter? Yeah, we're going 62. How does the car know there's someone back there? It's 63 now. Is it using the, it can't be using the repeaters. Car's dropping back, but we're speeding up. So now we're doing, this is a raindrop, confusing it, thinking there's someone behind us. And that's what's making it speed up. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, the only way to combat it is to drop the maximum speed. Right now it's at 77. And on standard, it's doing 11 over. But that white truck behind me is keeping up. He's not like riding my tail or anything, but he's keeping up. But I'm slowing down again, which is weird. That was great. That was great. Oh, I do have to change the car's name. All of that was regen. There was no friction brake whatsoever in that. We were following that black truck way too close for what I'm used to with FSD. It hit its brakes. The truck hit its brakes. The car reacted by slowing down, and it slowed down the appropriate amount, and it did it all with the regen. It didn't touch the friction brakes. That was great. So yeah, car's name is Brake Tapper at the moment. I still feel like that's not a good name, a good appropriate name anymore. So I'll have to think of a new one, unless there's suggestions that you guys want to put down below. All right, coming into a 50. We're doing 58. Car notices, complains about the weather, does not slow down. This sign is reminding us that it's 50. Down to 57. All right, 56, 55. So it's preemptively slowing down for the 40. So it knows it's coming up. There it is. Slowed down to 46. Still going, 45, 44. I like that. I like that a lot. Settling at 43. Another reminder that it's 40. Down to 30. There it goes. Red truck is going to slow us down even more. I want it to get down to like 33. So the car does the right thing. It just does it slowly. The way it preemptively slowed down for the 40-mile-an-hour zone is the way it should do it for all of these speed changes. And the way it slowed down for the speed change is the way it should speed up for the increasing speed changes. Oh, it hesitated there at that yellow blinking light. I felt it. You might not have saw it, but I felt it. You want to park here? Even though it's raining, the door's way far away. That's fine. We can do that. I'll adjust you so you're correct. There we go. Well, that was fun. 71 miles, took an hour and 29 minutes, 213 watt hours per mile. Oh man, that's great. Next place is 65 miles. It'll take me an hour and 17 minutes to get there, and it claims I'll get there at 37%. I'm going to be in this facility for a little bit longer than I normally am, so I'll probably lose 1%, maybe 2, by the time I come back out here. Recap of that drive. I think it was so much better in the above 50-mile-an-hour speed zones. It maintained a speed above the speed limit for most of the time, unless it came out of a slower speed and got up to a higher speed. It didn't increase its speed correctly. It did slowly. Needs to improve on that part. Windshield wipers are still kind of an issue. The beep, 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 it's raining outside, got pretty annoying during this trip. The cameras, still a lot of water around them, but the way that the water was spraying off of the repeater cameras is kind of an issue. Surprised I haven't heard anyone complaining about that before. I think everything else was good. It made really good decisions on what speed to go in certain areas, like around curves, through construction zones, and it made great decisions on how much braking it should do, like applying just the regen and not adding in the friction brakes when it wasn't necessary. A couple of times I thought it could have made a yellow light and it decided to stop. Not a big deal, but, you know, a thing. Just worth mentioning. All right, I'm going to knock this facility out. I'll see you guys in just a minute. Let's see. I'm now at 57%. I believe I was at 58 when I got here. It says I'll get there at 35%. Still 65 miles. Still an hour and 16 minutes. Let's see if the car can get me out of here. Oh, got to put it in gear first. Uh-oh. There it goes. Giving it a little tap. Which way should I go, George? Which way should I go? So it could have kept turning, and it decided not to. So we're gonna put her backwards and get it out correctly. All right, it was still moving. It stopped. That's on you, car. I thought I saw a car moving. Must have just been the display. Oh, here we go. So we saw on the way in, the last stretch before we turned onto this this little road right here, we saw that all of the speed limit signs were seen and registered correctly on the screen. Last month, going back that way, they did not register. I want to see if that's going to happen again. Turning onto the shoulder, there is a car coming. We're doing 12. I didn't tap it, but I was hovering. It sped up on its own. All right. And it's still hesitating at the yellow light. It didn't drastically stop like it did last time. There was a car in the intersection like there was last time. So, thinks the speed limit is 40. I don't believe that. I think it's 30. It's doing 34 and a 30. That's appropriate. Here's a 40. I don't expect it to change. I don't expect that it's going to speed up either. But it does. 36. That's impressive. There's someone behind me, but they're about as far away as this truck is. Slow down to 35. That car is turning. Yep, that's why. Are you going to see this 50? No, you're not. What's the dealio? But it's going 47 and a 50. Not fast enough, but better than doing 40. Second chance at a 50. No, still nothing. Here's a 55. That truck is still behind me. That doesn't work. So I'm going to step on it. And it doesn't want to go any faster than 56. So I will whack it up to 62 and speed up to that and hope that it stays there. So I don't want to do this drive with my foot on the accelerator the entire time like I did last month. It does have the speed limit of 40 highlighted in blue. It's yelling. It doesn't like that. It is slowing down. Gross. It's just strange to me that the car knew the speed limit going north, but it doesn't know the speed limit going south on the same stretch of road. That's just weird. Back to 55, pushing it again. I mean, that's better than laying on the accelerator. I can push it up. That's fine. It's not slamming me back down to 40 like it used to do. It's slowly going back down, but it's faster than it would on its own with its own speed degradation that it used to do. So I think the car's figured it out. It's stuck at 62. It's been here for a while. And I feel bad saying that because I usually jinx myself when I compliment the car. But a couple of, I think it's been 3, maybe 4 times that I've stepped on the accelerator, speed it up, and now it's sticking to it. So maybe they put in some logic of, oh, this person actually does want to do 62. Let me go 62. Oh, I'm praying for that one. That would be nice. Either way, if it is a fluke, it's a nice fluke. Because this is a 19-mile stretch where it thinks it's 40, and it's really 55. That means the highway stack, the driver profiles are not going to work on this road because it needs to be at least 50. Gross. Cameras are messed up again. Rear camera's covered in water. The repeaters look like they're dancing. Yeah, we're staying at 62. I like it. I don't want that to be a fluke. I want that to be an actual thing where I've told you multiple times, go to this speed, stay, and then it stays at that speed. Oh, okay. That wasn't necessary either. Huh. It did slow down. I think it saw 52. It's back up to 56. It's not the 62 I want it to be at. So after this curve, I will push it back up there. So now we're doing 53. In its mind, it's speeding a lot, but it's not. The only reason I haven't pushed it back up is because this section of the road is pretty curvy. I know the car will just use this as an excuse to slow down. But that looks pretty straight, so here we go. Now that entire time, for the last 17 miles, there was no one behind me. There is someone behind me now. But I'm still going to treat it the same way because I want to see if it'll just stay there. As predicted, as soon as a curve comes around, car slows down, uses it as an excuse to slow down. I would really like if it took this turn off. Oh, it does this time. I have to check to see if it did it like that last time. I don't think it did. But here it said 55 and then it dropped to 25 right before the railroad tracks. And it dropped again. Gross. There's no way it's going to do the 55 on its own. So it set its max speed to 45, which is not 40% more than 25. That's weird. But I'm going to set it back up to 62. It's only a half a mile. I'm going to push it just for the fun of pushing it. See if it's going to stay there. It probably won't. Oh, maybe the behavior is different. It used to be if this blue circle was blue highlight was around this speed limit sign on the screen, and I pushed it up really far, it would say, "Oh, no, I'm not doing that," and immediately, like, put regen on and slow you back down. So I haven't messed with the max speed, and it didn't mess with it either, just because it turned. Thankfully, but leaving it to its own devices, it only got up to 49. It's still 55 here. So I'm going to push it to 62 again. And again, hitting the brakes because there's a car on that side of the road. I don't understand what it thinks it saw. Stopped way back here. It did. It slowly creeped forward, saw that it was clear, and continued going without braking again. That was beautiful. Ew. Debris in the road. Looks like a tree fell across the road. Somebody cut out just enough for the road to be clear, but then there's a bunch of debris still from the tree. These turns aren't human-like, the most efficient way to do them. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It doesn't slow down enough to get into the turn, which causes it to slow down too much in the turn, and then it waits too long to accelerate out of the turn. About halfway through the turn, it should be accelerating back out, but it waits until it's pretty much done with the turn before it starts on again. Yeah, it's hitting the turn at like 20, 22, which means that it's slowing down as it's turning, which is not good. It doesn't feel uncomfortable as a passenger, but it's just not right. You guys tell me what you think, because I might be wrong about that one. And we're still doing 45, so no thank you. Oh, it said it's max back to 45. Let's fix that. In smoothly right through that. It stopped at its NHTSA stop where it had to at the stop sign, and then it pulled forward to C, and as it was pulling forward, it saw that it was clear. It didn't stop again, and it just went. Oh, these are beautiful turns from stop signs. So we're on 55 again, thankfully. The car decided to go 61 on its own. I don't like babysitting the car's speed. That's not something I should be doing. Pegged at 62. Even though in this case it could go faster. It sets itself to 78 when it's in a 55. Oh, I messed with it. It went up another notch. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But the fact that it pegged itself at 62 and I didn't have to mess with it was beautiful. Nah, I shouldn't have touched it. Dang it. Now this I don't understand. There's no reason for it to speed up. I don't know why it's speeding up. Is it now we have the opposite problem where it was trying to slow down and slow down and slow down over time? Now it wants to speed up over time? That can't be the thing. I was hoping it was going to stop at 66. Oh, man. Okay, back down. But we've got 0.3 miles, 0.2 miles before our turn. It's probably decelerating for that. There is a Jeep right behind me that is speeding me up. Car shouldn't be that nervous or accommodating. I don't know what the correct word is for that one. To people behind me wanting to go faster. It should stay the speed that it wanted to go. And not give a crap about the people behind me. The people behind me can pass if they really, really want to. It shouldn't speed up just for them. Did I drive that point home yet? How are the cameras looking? Dried off, not bouncing around. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, at the very end it got me. All of that was regen until the very end. And it hit the brakes a little bit more than it needed to. Does anybody know about the legality of that? Like, which of those lanes should I have taken? There was nobody turning left. Should I have stayed in this lane, or was it okay to take the pass around thing? I don't even know what it's called. Slowing down to 50 up here. Car, again, is preemptively slowing down. So now at 50, we're doing 63. Didn't slow down enough. Slowing down more, but that's because this is a stop sign. No, it's not. There is a stop sign. It's blinking yellow. It keeps stopping. Was that to get down to 50? Was it because of the yellow light? Get over if you're getting over. Thank you. Oh, that was a bit speedy. There was a mile-long exit ramp there. There was no need for it to go that fast trying to get off the highway. Yeesh. I don't think I've ever gotten here this late before. Could be wrong. That drive was 66 miles. It took 1 hour and 13 minutes. 232 watt hours per mile on that leg so far since I started this morning. I'm at 223 watt hours per mile. That's pretty darn good. I must admit, the car not knowing what speed limit it should actually go because it reads the speed limit of the road incorrectly is not fun. But I do feel like the new driver profiles on roads that are above 50, they tackle the speed limit, like the way it drives, way better than it did before on 12.5.4.x. I mean, that's a marked improvement. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to go and knock out this facility. It shouldn't be as long as the last one. At least I hope not. And then I've got to hit the UPS store, which is 6 minutes and 1.8 miles away. It still says I'll lose 1%. I don't understand that. It's probably because it's at the very bottom of 35% right now. Whatever. I'll see you guys in a sec. All done in there. Each one of my places is taking a long time today, and that does not make me happy. I am going to skip the next stop simply because it's not worth it. But I am going to go to a charger instead. Says there's 2 available. It is 32 miles from here, 31 minutes. I'm sure the car is going to want to do some kind of preconditioning. I'm sitting at 35%. Let's see if the car can get me out of this parking lot. Come on, I just saw you. There you go. I feel it rocking, but it's not going. If the cars are rocking, don't come a-knocking. Boop. Slightest little push, it decided to stop. Push it again. There we go. Oh, that was a jerk of the wheel. Probably thought it was going to hit that curb over there. And yes, we're preconditioning. Can't make up its mind. There's a stick. There's a stick. Oh, I got hit. It's the slightest little scratchy scratch, but I got hit. Why did it go straight? If it turns left up here, sure, no problem. But if it turns right, yeah, it's turning right. So it was confused about that for some reason. There's a person across the street. There's nobody coming. He is waiting. Car goes. All right, we're out in the intersection. What's it going to do? You got to go, bud. I had to step on the accelerator there. I'm glad it was out in the intersection there. At least I didn't have to wait for a whole light cycle. But the fact that it didn't go, that was a bit much. At the very end again, it just hits the brakes pretty hard. It's telling me to please pay attention to the road because I'm looking to where the road is curving instead of directly in front of me, which is kind of funny. I'm really surprised that standard's doing 79. I don't think it ever got that fast on its own in my comparison video. Wonder why it feels like it has to pass everything. I'd be okay if it went 76, 78 and got behind everybody. It would have been fine. I mean, I don't mind it going this. I really would. If I were driving, I'd be doing 82 right now. Everyone jumped over to pass a semi. We decided to do the same thing. Yes. Excellent move. Excellent move. Nice. Nice. It's like at the same time, it's crazy. Highways are much better. City streets, back roads, still crap. Crap is the wrong word. City streets and back roads, though, they still need some work. It's mainly the speed issue and the knowing what the speed limit is issue. Preconditioning really kills your efficiency. I'm up to 325 watt hours per mile. We get back over past the dump truck. Yes, we do. I love standard. This is the lane choices of standard is what I would absolutely go for. The speed choices, a little something to be desired. Car coming up on the left, car merging on the right. Tesla cut that a little close. Couldn't get out of the way. We could have slowed down sooner. And this is unnecessary. Why is it so afraid of semis when it's got a curve to the right? That's exactly what happened the last time. It says there's no one here. And there isn't. Bootylicious. I get all the speed for myself. I like high-speed superchargers. Anyway, today I drove 170 miles. I used 40 kilowatt hours. That last leg was 298 watt hours per mile, and that was gross because it was preconditioning. So 3 1/3 miles per kilowatt hour when I normally get 4, 4.5, or 5. That kind of hurts, but you know, it is what it is. You got to warm up the battery to make it efficient. And right now I'm getting 144 kilowatts in charging. So I'm going to get where I need to go quickly. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. Today's thoughts. Highway is amazing. I really, really like the highway. I just wish that there was, of course, that extra step where I could combine hurry with standard so that I could get the great lane changes with the speed that I want to go here in Michigan. I know not every state allows you to go as fast as Michigan would, but that's the way people drive. Back roads, though, I mean, it has everything to do with choosing the wrong speed because it thinks it's a lower speed than what the road actually is. So when it was in 55s, it thought it was 25 or 40 or whatever the case may be, but it was driving too slow. It was great that I could set a max and then get up to that max, and it kind of sort of stayed there instead of fighting with it or keeping my foot on the accelerator the entire time. So I'd say there's pluses to this, but there's still minuses that need to be worked on. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns, just leave them down there and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Deuces.